This is Pastor Troy right here. Get ready for what we call something incredible. It's called the Best of Season 3. Our executive producer, Donna Korniski's gone in the files. She's dug around, looked at your comments, and she's picked the best of Season 3 to throw back at you. So over the next few weeks, get ready. It's coming up right now. The first of, the second of, and a whole season of nothing but the best of Season 3. Get ready as that episode rolls now, and don't worry. We'll have new Season 4 episodes coming at you very soon. Be praying for us. We'll see you soon. I'm Pastor Troy. You've been on the dock. Now get ready for Season 3 Best of. And you're on the dock right here on the dock.org. Pastor Troy, every Tuesday and Thursday, dropping episodes out of the clouds and into your car, your lap, your home. Maybe you're just running somewhere or you're on a recumbent bike. We're going to get you and find you and connect with you. We're all about conversations to propel your faith out of the shallow and into the deep. Right here, you can find us on the dock on these platforms: YouTube, Spotify, and iTunes, also Google Play, Facebook, Roku, Rumble, and SermonNet. Also, you can go and have conversations with us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Telegram, and Getter. I'm a little candy in the sound today. Sounds a little off here, isn't it? Yeah, a little off though, but go find us. Tell us if our sound is odd to you today. Go hit subscribe, like, notify, tell others about us, and you know what? Create a conversation out there, but make sure you get other people to add us to their system. Go find us on Patreon. Download on Patreon app, the application, and go to download and look for On the Dock. We have 4 ways you can partner, 3 ways you can sponsor with us. Check out those platforms and ways in which we can work with your organization, your business, your Christian organization, and help you be a part of our team here. And we can always use you just as a support person on the team. Look up Patreon and find that out. Also, slnt.com. You can use promo code OTD and check out the Faraday bag products. Here's one right here. SLNT provides us with this incredible bag. You can stick your phone in it. When you stick your phone in it, nobody can listen to you. Pastor, nobody can listen to you. Stick your phone in here. You don't need airplane mode. It's a built-in Faraday bag. They can't find me. They can't listen. Google can't talk to me or anything. It's just amazing. Go to slnt.com /discount /OTD. That's our landing page for great discounts, special shipping, and other things. slnt.com. You can also use promo OTD and be a part of that. Reclaim your right to privacy. Go to onthedock.org. Find out more about our show, our platforms. You can get links to these products as well. Also find Patreon and anything about us. And if you're just ultimately confused, email us at info@onthedock.org. We'd love to help you. I'm Pastor Troy on set today with you. I've got in studio, I got my co-host today is John Steve. John, how you doing?
Doing well.
John's here. He's executive director at the Heron House of Hope and my co-host regularly here on the show. Mother Beth said, I can't be here today. Let me just disclose, she had a beauty shop appointment that she couldn't get out of.
Under the bus,
yeah, it was that. She said, I'm not coming. So John's here, but John's actually a better co-host for this because he had more interaction with the guests today in multiple areas through the Heron House of Hope. They have been just an incredible ministry to provide help and source of strength to what's happening at the Heron House of Hope, and we'll get you in on that in just a minute. So we're in this episode. We're doing a Taking It to the Streets spotlight. We've been doing that Season 3 all through the season. We've been looking at different ministries and stuff around the area, and we're looking at today Renew Secondhand Store, and they're based out of Marion and Carbondale. I first saw this, I thought just Marion, and then I realized, no, and Carbondale. So we'll get into that in just a little bit. And in this first episode, we're going to do 2 parts with you. Make sure you watch them both. In the first part, we always do a spotlight to try to help you understand basically what is this organization, what is this entity, what is Renew doing, and what is the heart behind it. So we're going to get to that in the spotlight and ethos of this in part 1. And we have on set with us right now Pastor Jason Thrash. He is the care pastor at Cornerstone Church in Marion, Illinois. Pastor Jason's been in the studio before for Family Fun Day, but he's a first-time visitor to the On the Dock with Pastor Troy podcast. Pastor Jason, thanks for being here.
Yeah, it's a privilege to join you guys, and
I'm sorry about the audio. We got some sort of little bit of audio issue. We've had it today in another shooting. She's working on it and cleaning it up. I think maybe I ate too much fish at lunch, and so I sound tinny and full, but we're going to get things right for you, Pastor Jason. You guys are doing a lot of stuff. Renew's one aspect. We're going to talk about the thicker stuff that you guys are doing. It's amazing what all is happening with you guys. You've also got on set Holly Dodd. Holly is the director of that fine establishment, Renew Secondhand Store, Marion, Illinois. Also, we found out Carbondale as well. How do you do that, Holly? Do you bilocate? Do you split yourself in half?
We actually have a Carbondale manager. Her name is Susan.
Susan, so you have somebody over there.
AKA your twin, your clone?
Your
or
clone?
Yeah, she does a wonderful thing.
She does that.
She
fantastic.
She does fantastic.
Great to have you. Let me just get a little bit on you. Pastor, are you married? Are you single? Where do you hail from? Give us your background, your coordinates, and your logistics of your family life.
Yeah, so I am married. We've been married 30 years. I've got 2 children. My son Keegan is married and doing really well. They just bought their first home, so we're excited for them. My daughter is a third-year student at Murray State.
Wow.
Going to graduate
Not
actually
too far
in
away.
3 years. Yeah, so proud of her. I'm originally from Albuquerque, New Mexico, so that's still where I call home.
So you
actually
came from the dry, nice air to this murky, asthma and filled air that's thick and full of stuff.
Yeah, sometimes I say that it feels like an armpit, but
It does. It's
yeah.
Swamp air.
It's like a belly button here or something. It's something
Yeah.
rough.
But anyway, from Albuquerque, still have family there, and actually I get to tell the story that I met my wife at a family reunion.
Nice.
So maybe we can talk about that later.
I would love to hear from that.
Yeah, but anyway, she was a best friend of my cousin, and we were back here one year at a family reunion, and here we are. So
Holly, I looked online. I saw family. You've got family. Tell us about your family.
I do. Me and my husband Mike have been married for 27 years.
Oh my.
Yeah, and then our oldest is 29. She is a nurse here locally in the ICU.
Praise God. We have a nurse ICU daughter as well.
Oh, awesome. And then her husband is a police officer in the area.
Fantastic.
They have my favorite person in all the world, my first and only granddaughter, Ella.
I saw your granddaughter in almost
Yes.
every photo with you and your
She-
husband
yes.
traveling, doing stuff. I saw that.
She goes with us wherever.
I had a hard time getting a photo of you. I was going to do more photos of you, but there wasn't a photo I could just grab of you.
Yeah, I don't have any.
She's
of
like a
myself.
sidekick.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
tight. Yeah.
She is. She's my sidekick. And
Yeah.
then we have our middle daughter who is 20. She goes to SIUE. She is a shot put and hammer thrower for them. Wow. And then our youngest just graduated high school, and he is 18, and he works out at the coal mines with my husband.
Fantastic.
we have to talk about her husband's pet name, because I wish I had a
Let's
pet
hear
name
this.
as cool as her husband's.
He is pretty cool, yeah. And it has stuck well because now all the coal miners call him that as well.
Silver Fox.
Silver Fox.
Mine is, hey, get in here, because I'm in
Yeah.
trouble about something.
Yeah.
I thought mine's, hey, get in here. I'm like, oh no, what'd I do now?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
call him
Silver Fox.
Call him the Silver
That's
Fox. He's got the
fantastic.
good silver beard and the good
Wow,
silver hair.
That's
and-
right.
Maybe I'm getting gray. Maybe I could be, hey, get in here, you gray, you thing. I'm in trouble. Okay, we're here to talk about in this episode the Renew Secondhand Store. We're going to open up this a little bit more, get you a bigger picture of this, and do more in the future on the spotlight. RenewSecondhandStore.org, Facebook.com. You can go to Renew Secondhand Marion, and email is renew@cornerstone.team. We'll put this up. It'll be in the show notes in the description, so you can link into them, find out more about them if we're talking about it. But I know we're talking about Renew, but Renew hails out of Cornerstone. It's a ministry of Cornerstone Church. So let's start with you, Pastor. Not only tell us how Renew functions, how does your whole area function with the Renew and other things you're doing? There's many things Cornerstone's famous for doing in this area. Give us a little bit of feel for that.
Yeah, well, so you say that it hails out of Cornerstone. Actually, Renew was in our building, the old Walmart building, before we were as a church.
They beat you there?
We beat us there. We bought the building and
love that.
started them in the building before we even were a church there. So, it's been a dream for a long time, and it's just been an amazing ministry that's allowed us to do so many things that we wouldn't be able to do without Renew and the
Yeah, let
funds
me
that
bring
come
this
through it.
picture up. You're in the corner section of what was the Walmart building next to Sam's in Marion.
Right,
But
which
you're
used to be the old garden center.
Right, yeah, and and then you're also in. I just didn't catch this. This is like the old office. Is this the office?
Used to be Office Max.
Office Max.
Yes, it's the old
yeah,
Office
it's
Max.
right near the Salvation Army. No, the
Goodwill.
Goodwill, right across the street from
right
Goodwill.
On, you come in on there in Carbondale. You can't miss either one of these places. You're like on the same street, just the other end. You got it bookended, don't you?
Yes.
You know, how long have you been in Carbondale?
We actually in Carbondale, we opened the middle of December, right before COVID.
Oh my!
We were open the 2 weeks in December, January, February, and by mid-March,
COVID shut you
we
down.
were closed.
Yeah. Okay. So you've got Renew. They beat you in the store. So Holly was there, stamping her feet, saying, "When you guys coming? When you guys coming?" So, but you finally came in, and Cornerstone. Tell us a little bit more about the whole care area that's under your leadership there at Cornerstone.
Yeah, so as far as care goes, the biggest part of my ministry is what we call the empowerment team, which is another way of maybe saying benevolence, but we have a lot of people that come into the building, into Cornerstone, looking for help. Right. And so we have a team of navigators that help navigate a family or an individual through whatever life situation they're in. And again, most of that ministry is funded because of Renew. All the funding that's used for that ministry is going out into the community has all come from our Renew store. So
it gives you a base of operations, kind of ground zero. It's kind of cool that you were in there first because it kind of puts an anchor there, and then you kind of build out ministry for that. What other ministries are able to be augmented because of this? Because we just think of Renew as a store. We go there and we buy something that's been maybe lightly used by somebody else, but we don't realize when people donate that to you, you're able to take that and turn that stewardship of a gift into ministry that can way outlive maybe even the item down the road. Tell us what else happens.
Yeah, so for me, we use Renew with vouchers. So we send lots and lots of people to Holly with vouchers for clothing, for furniture, for household goods. If someone is getting back into a home for the very first time, they've just gotten their first job, they're just getting back on their feet, we help them get their apartment set up. So that all comes from there. They help fund our garage ministry. We have a garage ministry where we've had multiple cars given to us that we then, I've got a group of guys that they're gearheads. They love to work on cars. And we've fixed up and given away 33 cars over the last, I think, 4 years. That funding to help work on and fix those cars comes from Renew. We've got a group of tiny houses that we're helping people get off the street and get transitioned into some more permanent housing. So that's a ministry that's help funded by Renew.
And that's hugely needed here. We're working with a group to begin to address that in a larger 618 area code. The whole idea of transitional housing and stuff, it's almost non-existent here other than what maybe you guys are doing right now. It's really a limited issue here and a needed issue.
Yeah. And then Holly has a whole list of organizations. We help other organizations. I'm not sure how many different organizations have our vouchers.
I happen to have a long list.
There you go.
I happen to have a long list. This is what you have on your account, but I'm sure there's way more here. But there are some incredible ones. I recognize some of those, some great group. I recognize John Heron, House of Hope. In the first column, bottom there, leading us off there.
You almost need a magnifying glass. They support and bless so many ministries.
So many. No, I've never built this slide like it. I had to go to triple columns and really reduce it down. So I'm sorry at home, but it's filling 3 columns of screens just so you could see it all in one. Here in House of Hope, John, not only have they been supporters of Family Fun Day, which the sole benefit is to operate the House of Hope for the next year. They've been huge supporters. They've been top level platinum.
Tremendous support.
The church has Renew last year was one of our massive supporters for that. Not only that, I didn't realize Kingdom Builders, we'll show some pictures in a minute. They go out and do great work, but they're able to do that and resource that through what you're doing, Holly.
Right.
Yeah, and so they came, and when the store was damaged highly through a tragic accident last year, we really had a lot of trouble with the insurance companies and stuff like that. Kingdom Builders came in and put the place back together again. Yeah, and and they're actually working with us. We'll talk more about this later, but we're doing a phase 2 project at the House of a whole new building that will be a free clinic, a emergency shelter, and it's going to be a commodities distribution center. And that's going to be coming up over the next year or two. And they've actually come over now and identified a couple projects to help us on there. So I had no idea that rooted in not just what you're doing at Renew, but Jason, your whole area of work.
Right.
So we're really I'm getting a better understanding of how this is like multiplication work. I mean, you do a little work and it's just wow, leverage.
Exactly. Yep. It is amazing the touch that Renew has had. I mentioned all these organizations that have been helped in some way, but just the amount of people that get a voucher that get to come and get a free
That doesn't
free clothing.
count any of this.
Doesn't count any. Yeah.
No, yeah.
So we got all these groups that are just coming over to get free stuff. That means Holly's not getting a dime for that.
Yeah,
so not only are we selling stuff, but we're giving away stuff.
But the way you guys have supported the House of Hope, and that's why I've got John here as a co-host today, is that has helped turn around and feed thousands more people and bless thousands of more people in many ways to the House of Hope. So your stuff is not just getting touched to these ministries, not just to the people, but the leverage of what. Okay, I found this on one of your slides. So good. We'll talk about this here next. Second chances are our things. Mm-hmm. Your stuff is not just second chances. You could be second, third, fourth, fifth, and 127th. Mm-hmm. And John, how many people did you guys feed today or yesterday at Thousand?
We're averaging 180 meals per day now.
Yeah, wow. and you guys were significant, top level supporters of us last year, getting that operational. So there would be a significant portion of that were fed because of what you're doing, Holly, what your team's doing, what your volunteers are doing, what your church is able to do, what the Kingdom Builders are able to do. So the leverage is not just second chances. I think there's third, fourths, and beyond of what's happening. So that's the reason I asked him to come in, so you could see not just what you do, but what you do. It's a long do. You're going to be one of those people, Holly. You better when it's your time to go to the Lord, you need to make sure they put a hunting chair or something with you, because you're going to need to sit down while people line up to thank you for giving to the Lord. You know that one song where they line up as far as the eye can see? She's going to have all kinds of people. All your volunteers are going to be shocked one day when they find out how many, their effort when they come in and fold those clothes and they deal with them and they hang them up, and they're going to be shocked to know when somebody goes, hey, you don't know this, but
yeah, exactly.
I got a car because of you, or I got this because of you, or I got this, that. And I think people are going to be stunned at how this multiplies. So Second Chances, Renew provides low-cost clothing, home goods to people in Southern Illinois. You got Marion Store, Carbon Store. When you purchase items from Renew, you can know that your money will go back out to bless the people in our communities. John and I will testify the money goes back out to the community.
Yeah, we don't use a single dollar for Cornerstone Church ministry, like church work.
It's all goes in. It's all output.
All output.
Right.
You guys hear that? All output.
All 100%.
Output.
Yeah.
You take your items there, take the items there, and they will leverage those into blessing our community. And I'm talking about not a second chance, but a second chance for that item, but it's going to be a lot more chances for people out there. So do that. Take a look at that. Let me ask you a question real quick. If people are wanting to bring items, I know we're getting a little ahead of this, but you can take stuff to Marion or Carbondale?
Correct.
And during your store hours, but I think you have a bin at Marion.
We do. At Marion, we have a outside drop-off area. We do have that area manned later than our store hours. However, it is video monitored and open to be dropped off at your convenience.
Yeah. Can I, John? We have a thrift store at the House of Hope too, so we understand that. We have stuff renewed. I want to say this to you out there. There's stuff you need to bring that's because it's got a lot of life in it, and it can be a real blessing. There's also people that are too cheap to get a trash dumpster. Help us, both. I know Holly, you and John love what you receive. Give some guidance to us, Holly, on what not to give and what's really helpful to give. What can be a burden, actually? Because I have been told by places that when you bring the wrong thing, it actually gets expensive because you now have to dispose of it, and you're wasting volunteers' time. So tell people how they can really bless you.
Well, we like to always say that we like items that are gently used, clean, and in good repair.
That's good.
If you're unable, or if you have something that you have questions about, please call us. We'll be happy to answer that.
If you're doing a drive-by and throwing it out while your car's still moving, don't bring it. If you're like, I just need to dump this and go, But if you go, hey, bring stuff that you would give to your kids to use. Right. Bring stuff that you would give to somebody else to use. Would you put your mom on it? Would you, because this is what you're asking them to do. They're going to give it to somebody that needs it. Let's make sure we give them something that's usable.
I know that's one of the things that she trains her volunteers to do is, would you put your family in this?
Yes.
In this piece of
Don't bring your bed bug riddled mattress.
Right.
We don't need that. And so I got a note here, second screen. What do you accept? Items like clothing, furniture, books, toys. Go ahead. Linen.
Yep, correct. We also, as we were speaking before, talking about gently used and clean and in good repair, we do have people who like they're cleaning out clothing and things like that, and they're like, hey, listen, this is probably not anything anybody is going to use. We encourage you to bag it anyway.
Right.
Put recycle on it. We will put it in our recycle trailer.
And you can
and
recycle that.
we do get monetary from that as well, which will go ultimately to bless the community as well.
Yeah,
So.
you can take clothing that you wouldn't even think you can use, and it can be recycled for other products and other
Right,
things, right?
right.
Yeah, and we've done some of that too.
How many contractors do you have that come and get rags from you?
I have several that come and get rags from me, and then we also have the company out of St. Louis that picks up. They
Remains?
do, remains as well. We've actually gotten to the point to where we do a semi-trailer now. So they just back up a trailer, we fill it up, and then I call Paul and I'm like, Paul, it's time. It's time for a switch. And we're making,
Yeah, so clothing is not the problem. The bigger problem is when they bring
broken TV.
broken
Right.
TV or broken
TVs.
furniture.
Something,
or,
and they don't have tech people. You're not going to be able to fix it.
Well,
Make sure it's working.
yes, and roughly a TV that is donated to us that we are not able to use, that we have to dispose of as far as recycle through the Carbondale Jackson County Health Department, costs about $10 for us to, by the time manpower and delivery to
get rid of it.
And then that we actually have to pay for them to take that for
Unbelievable.
recycle.
So do this. Pick the right things. Pick things that you know that have life in them still. There are second chance. It's not garbage. We're not looking for garbage. But clean. I can't express. Take the clothing, run it through the washer, clean it up, because you don't want them to have to wash it and clean up somebody else's mat. Bring it in good shape, because they can get it on the hook and get it there ready for somebody to use, and do that with it. I think just fantastic. And you got 2 locations. You have outside pickup for the Marion location, and you need to go then to the store hours. Here, this screen shows the store hours for Carbondale on the right-hand side there, Monday through Friday, 10 to 5, Saturday, 10 to 2 at the Carbondale location, and then the 24-hour location, and, of course, store hours at Marion. You can bring them in.
I would just add that if you really liked your stuff and you really want it to go into ministry, bring it during the store hours.
Right.
I agree.
We definitely have individuals that come through and try to.
I'm learning those are called porch pirates. We have porch pirates.
Porch pirates, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
they typically like UPS boxes and stuff, but they've been known to go to the Renew store and other places like that and dig through stuff.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, they probably get there just at the perfect time at night, and they're related to the raccoon family. The same ones that visit my place at night. You guys are doing incredible work. Tell us a little bit more, Jason. Back into your area ministry. What are some of these other ministries that again, you've got the car. You're doing work with cars and autos. How do you get the cars? People donate a car they think has something in it, maybe mechanically needed something repaired.
Yeah, I don't even remember the very first one, but we had someone call and said, "Hey, we've got a vehicle that I think it was their son wasn't driving anymore. Would you guys want it?" And we were like, "Sure."
Tune it up and get it ready.
Yeah,
to
a
go.
little tune up, new tires. Make sure it's got spark plugs and all that stuff, and oil change. And so we've done that to the tune of 33 different times. It's been pretty neat. Our latest one, we just got cards in the mail from a student at Anna Jonesboro that was just in a really, really tough spot, and she's now able to drive to work and drive to school instead of walking and doing the things that she was doing. So got out of a tough situation, and she's just really motivated, and it's just made her life a whole lot easier. So
That's amazing.
yeah, it's been pretty neat to see that going on.
Well, let's talk about how you run this place, Holly. Holly, this is look, let me go back here. Guys, these are 2 big box stores. These are 2 former big stores. I mean, you're doing all this ministry. You're doing it with secondhand items. You don't have a lot of cost to inventory, but you also got a huge amount of space. You can't afford to employ people, so you got to be using a lot of volunteers, I guess. How are you doing this, Magic?
We do. We have a lot of different levels of people that are working with us and partnering with us. We do have some paid workers.
Yes, some staff.
We do have some restorative workers, which is like second chance employment.
Gotcha.
We work with the local high schools for
Very cool.
different groups, National Honor Society, Student Council, anywhere.
Hang on, tell me about this group right here. I grabbed this picture off the net.
Yes.
They're there to volunteer. Why are they there?
That is the Marion Junior High School Service Club.
Yeah.
This was the most recent group, but their sponsors are very, very good to bring their group every year to us, sometimes twice a year.
So you get other groups like this from different places around this group,
yeah.
organizations. They'll come in and
Yeah.
they'll serve.
Yep. different groups.
So what would you have? What would a group do? A group, high school group, a whatever group, a Boy Scout group, whatever group's coming. What does a group look like? What they would do on a day?
So depending on their age, we set up stations of things that we need to have done. We do a itinerary to where they'll stay at a station for a set amount of time, then take a break and switch, and then take a break and switch.
So they get a little bit of get a little bit of exposure.
Exactly.
Right.
So they get to do multiple things. About the time they're starting to get bored, we move them to something else, and that can be anything from cleaning tubs and organizing hangers to sorting books to hanging clothes and tagging. There's a lot of different things.
So if somebody's out there and they've got a high school service organization, it could be a ladies organization, guys organization, any kind of service organization out there, they can get a hold of you about schedule and time to come in.
Yep, reach out and we'll get you hooked up.
And then leverage out. I know
For
John
sure.
at the House Hope, he has groups coming in from Carterville and Carbondale and Marion and different places regularly that do that. So you do the same thing.
Yeah,
So-
we do. And we've actually got to serve at your store before. We came
absolutely.
over to help you guys out. one day.
Fantastic.
It was fun.
It's a good community
Come
here
back.
in doing that. And if they want to
Train
get a hold
them.
of you, they could email you at renew@cornerstone.team
Yep,
and then
that
get
is
that
correct.
started with you or come in are you normally around the Marion store?
I am at the Marion store full time.
And can they do this in Carbondale? Can people
Yeah,
volunteer
they
for
can definitely do Carbondale as well. If they reach out to this email address, we will get Susan in touch with them if they prefer to do Carbondale or if they're closer to Carbondale, and we won't let them wait. We'll get them busy.
I think you may have mentioned it, but we also have people that are doing community service. So for
Yeah.
whatever
Oh, right.
reason,
Excellent.
they
Yeah, I
might have to do community service. Court.
You can
court
help them work
mandated.
their hours off, their time off in a
Yes.
constructive
Yes.
environment.
Yep.
Yes.
John, you've been known to do that as well at the House
Yeah.
Hope. So that's another good thing an organization like Renew does. It gives people not just second chances with their stuff, but helps them with the second chance in the community.
Right.
Restore back and
Yep. I think currently I have 13 community service workers.
That's fantastic.
Active right now. That
So
have
it's just
actively-
really
are actively
creative.
serving.
It's amazing how something like this can not just be a need for people that need the items and at a good price, but now you're leveraging that not just into the help you're doing, but giving somebody a way back into community and to work off their time.
Yeah.
At the same time, a chance for young students to learn the key of volunteering and understanding this. I think it's just there's so many dimensions that I don't think people realize. They think, well, it's a thrift store, but that thrift store's got a ministry heart behind it. You give them a spotlight on the store, people can come in, they can shop. What's the ethos behind this, Jason? What's the heart behind why did y'all do this? How did this happen?
Yeah, I think actually Michael Nave first heard about a church up north that had a secondhand ministry. And so, Holly, were you involved in that first trip up there?
I actually first heard about it. If you remember, forever ago, we used to have the big idea service at the Civic
Center,
Marion.
yeah.
That's when I first heard about it. It was after him and I think Robbie Smith was
Smith
with
went up
him
and visited the church, and
Yep.
it was just like, holy mackerel, we could actually have a place where people bring stuff that they don't really need anymore and turn it into ministry, turn it into dollars that could do ministry.
That's amazing.
And so it's been, and we've helped several other churches develop their own secondhand store
absolutely.
because
Well, you know what's interesting is Community Faith here. We do food. We barbecue. We're going to cook for the Thrillbillies next week. We're ministering to them. I got a barbecue background, so we leverage barbecue into doing ministry opportunities and serving. We raise money. You guys are able to leverage a thrift store into not just second chances for that, but to do other ministry, to give people chances to develop work skills. You've turned that into an enhanced tool to take the kingdom of God by force.
Yeah. And then it's done things like help support the Kingdom Builders. You keep talking about Kingdom Builders, and they went out and did. I think they built 30 some ramps last year.
Yeah, and in the next episode, I'm gonna show those pictures. I'm gonna save a few of those. It's amazing what they do.
Yeah.
And I actually knew about them because we've interacted with them, and we'll talk about that in the next episode. But how significant ministry they're doing.
Exactly.
I mean, just crazy good stuff they're doing. And I didn't understand that all that dynamically was partnered. it's kind of creatively intentional ministry. It's like one group's doing his recon, and the recon sends back coordinates, and you drop this love package in and this care package in. It's a really cool idea. Let me just give a promo to Michael and Caroline Nave. They are doing a great job at Cornerstone. They're the senior pastoral team there, and you can check out cornerstone.community. That's their web. info@cornerstone.team is the email for there. You can reach out to Jason through that, probably sure and get to him. There's also at cstone.central for their Facebook, and they're there in the same Walmart building now. You finally moved out with them. You caught up to them, right?
That's right.
You
Yes,
finally
right.
caught
We
up to
jumped
them.
in there with them.
Yeah. So check out them. Are you guys doing? Is your Friday service still going on in the summer?
Yes.
6:15.
Yep, 6:15.
At 9:15 on Sundays, 11 o'clock on Sunday mornings. Please check them out. We've had Dustin Keel. He was in Southern Illinois Worship Leader Series we did in season 2. Go back and check out Dustin's show. Maybe if we remember, Donna can put that in the link to that show, and you get a chance to experience the heart of their worship leader. Powerful. Dustin's a fine man of God. You got a great worship team there. We encourage people to go there. Go check it out, because the church is leveraging ministry at amazing ways. You'll be shocked when you see all the things they're doing. We're going to talk about more of that in the second show, and we're gonna in the second show we're gonna show a vintage video. You're gonna come back and see Holly in it. I didn't know when I rolled this
my
video.
God.
Holly rolls in here. I'm like, this is like a different lady. And I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I didn't know that. I wondered when I pulled this video. It's a great video on Renew. It is a good video, but it was like 240p. I'm thinking, like, who does anything at 240p? It's got to be a few years old. I mean, it's like that was technology then, Jason. And it's not like 11 or 7 or 4. It's 240. So that's why I have it a box in a box. And then she comes in and says, "Oh my gosh, that's me a long time ago."
Yeah,
so you're gonna
a
get
long time ago.
So come back in the next episode and see Holly Dodd before and after.
Oh,
She's gonna see her over the. How old is that video?
Oh goodness.
We're teasing it for the next episode.
I'm trying to think of when,
I don't know.
because Dustin and Sarah did it back.
It's probably 5-6 years old.
There you go.
At least,
There you go.
at least,
But it's
yeah.
still going to help communicate what they're doing there. I want you to come see what they're doing. We're going to come back in the second episode, and we've kind of got a little basic of what's happening there. I'm going to let them wrap up and give one more information to you about how to come to the store and how to make donations as we wrap up this episode. But we're going to come back in part 2. What we do in these spotlights is we're going to ask you a little bit more for the backstory, how both of you got into this ministry and what you're doing. We're going to actually ask you, we got a little bit about how Renew got started out of that idea. So, and then what are the challenges you face in doing this kind of ministry? And then what are your next moves? We want to hear about what's next. Maybe you have something, maybe you don't. I want to ask you, remind me of the next thing to ask me about bin diving. I just learned about bin diving over the holidays. I got to tell you my bin diving story. Okay. And I'll tell you about bin diving. I've never seen anything like it. My wife's into bin diving all of a sudden. I'll tell you about it. In part 2, you have to come find out about that. Give us one more round. Holly, you do this. You're doing great. She was a little timid on the microphone, but I know she's getting good. She's getting warmed up. Tell people how they can come and connect with the Renew store to shop or to make a donation.
Okay, well, obviously to shop, you can come anytime we're open. We have lots of good things to choose from. If you want to donate before you shop, you can come visit us during regular business hours, which are 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, and 9 to 2 p.m. on Saturday at our Marion and our Carbondale location.
And I love the fact you're closed on Sunday. Thank you for honoring
Yes,
the
are
old blue
closed on
laws.
Sunday.
You're old enough, Jason, to remember blue laws, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we
That's
are closed
only
on
Jesus was
Sunday.
open on Sunday back in the day.
Yes.
That's when we had to go home and eat lunch.
Yeah.
When Grandma had to have chicken ready.
That's right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Back in the day. Fantastic. And they can bring those items. We want to tell them again when they bring them, you're going to bring items to either one of the locations. And we want you to bring things that are clean and good repair that you would let your family or your kids take it home. And you're taking clothing and furniture and books and toys and linens, household items, just things that you think people could use again.
Correct.
And you cannot accept donations of box TVs. What's a box TV? That's like the old-fashioned,
old-fashioned
the
big,
beast
big.
thing.
Yeah.
Guys, let me encourage you. If you have a box TV, they're beautiful. Nobody stole those. You can
No.
sell those. Yeah, I have a friend who said nobody stole those. Okay, if you have a box TV, find a good lake or fishery.
Fish hatchery.
Fish hatchery.
There you go.
Dump it in there. You can fish and get crappie or bluegill around it. All right, computer components, no, because by the time you give them to us, they're so far out, it's gone. Large appliances, mattresses, and box springs, can't do that. There's a lot of issues there. So look at what they need, bring it in, and let them leverage that up for you. And then one more time, I'm going to put these beautiful kids up as an example. You can come and volunteer.
Amen.
Absolutely.
If you need service organization for your group or your people, come volunteer, help them, give these things a second chance, and maybe a third, fourth, fifth, sixth, because
Yeah.
she's going to take that and turn that into kingdom builders material, automotive supplies.
One of the perks of volunteering
Yeah.
is you're the first one to see the items.
We do have a lot of
Yes.
husbands whose wives volunteer, and
Yeah.
they're like, they can't volunteer anymore. It's
Say,
costing
honey,
us
look
too
what
much
I came
money."
home with today.
I just hope my wife's not listening. Right
Yeah, Alyssa's ready. Mother Alyssa's ready to go. So we'll be back in part 2 for the backstory challenges and next moves. You can continue to watch our show on the doc.org with Pastor Troy here and John Steve, my co-host today. You can find out more by emailing us at info@onthedoc.org. You can watch us on YouTube, Spotify, and iTunes, and our other channels. We have our archives on SermonNet. Check that out as well. You can go to onthedoc.org to watch all of our previous episodes and connect with those. There'll be show notes in this. Check those out and go to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Telegram, and Getter. We'd love to hear your conversation. If you got questions or comments, we'll help you get in the right direction. Hit subscribe, like, notify, tell others about our show. We would love to have them involved and engaged. Go to Patreon again and be a partner or sponsor of the show. 4 ways to partnership, 3 ways to sponsor. Check that out by going to Patreon and looking up On the Doc with Pastor Troy. Check out slnt.com. Again, we're working with them and helping you get the right kind of product to reclaim your right to privacy. Whether you have a key fob or electronic visa, one of those things, or a notebook you want to protect when you're traveling, they have the right products for you. We'll run a commercial at the end of the show so you can see the full depth of what SLNT Silent could do for you. Check that out and do that. Once again, let me back up here and get the Cornerstone coordinates here. Cornerstone Church, 6:15 on Fridays, 9:15 and 11 o'clock on Sundays. Check that out. Pastor, would you love to have them?
And we would love to have you. Yeah.
Come
see us.
find Pastor Thrash. Tell him you saw
You are
him on
welcome
the-
and wanted.
We want you to come there. If you can't find the former Walmart building next to Sam's in Marion, you're really lost. And you can come to Community Faith Church. Find us at coftv.com. We're also at 10 o'clock on Sundays, Wednesdays at 6:30. We'd love to have you at either place. We want you to get to know Jesus Christ and lift up the name of Jesus and get your family engaged.
Amen.
Hey, and then guess what? On Monday, be at the thrift store first in line.
That's right.
Right? Bring your stuff to church. And do people bring thrift when they come to church?
They do.
They
Oh,
do.
yeah.
They bring their bags.
Oh, yeah.
They
I
come
have-
in like Santa Claus.
Yeah, I have two high school workers who the people that donate on Sunday are their job security.
Oh, they just
They come in twice. They come in a couple times
That's
on
good.
Sunday
That's
to
very interesting.
empty the donation bin.
Well, John, Steve, thank you for being here today as a co-host. We'll be back in part 2 show. And guys, thank you so much. Donna, thank you for teching us today. And as we go out on the show, keep watching our season 1, season 2, and make sure you're watching all of season 3 and look out for our next one coming up soon. Again, part 2 of this series, taking it to the street spotlight. We're in the Renew Secondhand Store. We'll be back real soon. I'm Pastor Troy and the gang. We'll see you soon. And check this out from SLNT as we go out.
There are more than 8 billion phones in the world, a fact that threatens your privacy, security, and health. With Silent Pocket Faraday protection, you can regain control over your mobile devices. We get it. Privacy and security are inconvenient topics, and you may feel like you have nothing to hide, but the fact is that in the modern world, your laptop is never really off. Your phone emits a signal, even in airplane mode. And everything from your passport to your credit cards contains RFID, and all of it contains valuable private information that is easily exploited in the wrong hands. Silent Pocket offers a range of products you already use: wallets, bags, travel gear, laptop sleeves, key cases. But with the added protection of our patented Faraday technology, which turns your devices invisible and safe from the outside world. Many industries, from top business professionals to government officials, require the use of Faraday products for the day-to-day security of them and their staff. They understand that we are constantly at risk and take the necessary steps to prevent future attacks. We offer this elite technology to anyone that values their personal data, and we are proud to offer a premium range that fits seamlessly into your everyday life, providing security without looking like a tinfoil hat. As we learn to live with technology, Silent Pocket stands on the 3 pillars of privacy, security, and health. Our goal is to provide harmony with mobile technology without risking our most valuable information. We hope you'll trust us to help you do the same.